I'm going to do something slightly different today. Um, and it's just going to kind of help me catch back up to the schedule for my readings and the lunations and stuff in between and all that. So, this reading is really genuinely to cover the Aries new moon that is happening around April 17th. Y'all can check me. It's April 8th right now. I'm gonna get this out within this week before the new moon. These videos will actually come out before the new moon. Yes. Why? Because I got other stuff that needs to start rolling. So anyway, I'm doing this a little bit differently to kind of catch up again with my scheduling. So let's see how this plays out. I am going to be doubling everybody's sign up with their sister sign for their readings. So this one's for Aries and Libra. So that's Aries or Libra, sun, moon, and specifically rising. Anytime I'm talking about lunations, it's specifically rising base. So you can always watch for your sun, your moon, but rising is where it falls in your chart. So try to look out for those. Yeah, I'm just gonna do it by the sister sign. Aries and Libra share an axis together. And I guess, starting a new year, starting a new astrological year, shall I say, we can kind of go back to the basics, start from the top, and kind of figure out where we're going. And that's pretty much what this Aries new moon is. New moons are about setting new intentions, goals and aspirations and things like that. I definitely gave this spiel to you when we did the new moon in Pisces. The new moon in Pisces was literally an ending to close the chapter. Although it's a new moon, it was in the last sign of the zodiac. So it was just an ending. It was kind of where we planted our seeds. And then we had a full moon in Libra, which, man, I feel like that rocked us a little bit. It rocked me a little bit. Okay, like it was I'm a Libra sun and moon, and so it was right in between of my sun and my moon when that happened. And yeah, it just stumped me for a little bit. So we are going to be talking about that as well, because I never got to get those videos out. And doing individual videos is starting to take a little bit more time. I'm getting busier, like in my career and things like that. So things are starting to get more fast paced. I'm also trying to like travel and do other things like that. So, a girl's gonna be busy, and so I need to stick to a plan, stick to a routine, stick to a schedule, and that's kind of what I'm here doing. And I feel like that's kind of what everybody else is doing. They're trying to figure out their schedules and stuff like that. But as for you guys, Aries and Libra. Okay, specifically Aries and Libra rising. The full moon in Libra that we just had on April 1st. You ain't no fool. And my quote for that day, I actually had two quotes. The one I didn't post, but I really wanted to post for the full moon is, "The truth shall set you free. The truth shall set you free." That's just big, like Libra energy. Libra is about respect, integrity, and truth, justice. So things like that. But what I ended up putting for my caption, because it did land on April Fool's Day, is "Play the fool to fool the fool." And I feel like it still played into it. If you know any Libras personally, they're very, very intelligent um, signs, but they seem to play on their more aloof side, little goofy side, a little shallow side. But people kind of underestimate how serious and deep Libras can be. They're just very selective of that. Anyway, um, specifically for Aries and Libra risings, the full moon in Libra happened in the first house for Libra risings, but for Aries risings, that full moons are about releasing, letting things go. That happened in your seventh house. So on this axis, Aries, you rule over the first house naturally, and Libra rules over the seventh house naturally. As we step into this new moon in Aries, those things will be flipped. Aries, this will be happening in your first house. Libra, this will be happening in your seventh house. The first house, seventh house, what are you talking about? Okay, the first house is the house of self, the house of personal identity. Who are you? That's it. And that's all. And Aries rules over this house because Aries is all about the self. They're selfish to a fault. Okay, they're selfish to a fault, but it's mostly about who they are. Who do they identify as, and how do they step up to lead, okay, as themselves. In the seventh house is the house of partnership, relationships, marriage, connection. That is who you are to others. If the first house is who you are, the seventh house is who you are to others. How do you connect to other people? Who are you to other people? And even though this is a house of relationships and marriage and partnerships and stuff like that, relationships, connections can be formed, and bonds and things like that can be formed by any two people who have the similar interests. So it can be romantic mostly, but also platonic, family, and career. Now, the reason why it's loosely platonic, family, and career in the seventh house, and leaning more towards the romantic partnership, is because Libra is ruled by the planet of love. You feel me? But there are different spots in the zodiac where those types of relationships have stronger emphasis and aspects on your life. So instead of me nerding out, let me just finish up by saying we are approaching a new moon. So setting new intentions, goals, aspirations, planting new seeds is always a must. We are just exiting out of, that was there for a minute. We are just exiting out of a Libra full moon where we are releasing and letting things go. In the world of Libra, we're letting anything that is unjust to us. We are letting anything that is not true and aligned to us, anything that we no longer agree with. Libra is about spiritual agreements. I want to say judicial agreements because it is about the justice system, and things like that. So anything that can be like legally binding or just very contractual in nature. So again, forming an agreement of how you're going to show up for someone, how you connect with them. And so with the full moon in Libra, we are releasing anything that's unreciprocal. Libras are about balance, equal give and take. I give you this, you give me that. I give you more, you give me more. And we just keep building, babe. But, once someone's overcompensating for what they're giving to the relationship, it becomes unbalanced, and there needs to be some shifts. I saw 11:11 on the clock. So shifts need to be made. And however that it happens, releasing and letting go, that was possibly what happened around the full moon. Okay, so we're still kind of lingering in that energy. We're rising into more the new moon energy as the week goes by. And then we'll see kind of those energies flip for us in the collective. So again, Aries, Libra, specifically Aries, Libra risings, but also sun and moons. This happening in the first and seventh house axes for you guys. This is where you guys live. So this is your superpower to just renew, who you are as a person, because you're not the same person you were last year, not even the same person you were yesterday. If you decided to make different choices, it will reflect differently in your life. So, who are you and who are you to other people is kind of the question and themes that you should be asking yourself around this time. So let's kind of get into the reading. Another thing that I'm going to be changing up about this reading is I'm not just going to just pull cards. I believe I want to do a Celtic cross reading. It's going to be a little bit more in-depth. But I also want to remind you to take what resonates and leave what doesn't, because I am doing kind of a different collective. You guys are sister signs, but you guys may be going through different things within your lives. So I can't say for sure if it would completely make sense for you. Just please make room to incorporate, not only because I usually do this layout for my relationship readings. So don't only make room for relationships, or although this is happening in that seventh house, but try to make some room for yourself, for your own personal growth. Try to make room for, career. Try to make room for friends, family, things like that. But whatever shows up here shows up here. Again, this is quite literally about you and how you connect with other people. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Pull a card, see what's like some overall energy. Okay. We have nature spirits, protection, and home. At the bottom of the deck, we have veiled. So I feel like there's possibly a need to kind of get out, go into nature, taking a walk. Dang, my nose already starting to itch and stuff like that. But time to notice some signs, synchronicities and stuff like that in nature for you. Protection and home. Protection and home. Feel like you are divinely protected and guided in life. And with your home as well. This veiled card is kind of whoa there. This veiled card is kind of throwing me off, because I feel like there's obviously a lot of things that are hidden. Maybe there's a lot of things coming at you at once, and there's a need to kind of really ground yourself with your elements. Aries, you are fire. Libra, you are air. Connecting with your elements. Fire is about passion, creativity, energy, drive. It's about taking action, like doing things, movement. Air is about intellect, logic, communication. So speaking, thinking, writing, things like that. Connecting to your element, protection. I feel like you should, there's a need for the extra, like, discernment and security around yourself. I can't even, like, just because protection and home came out together, it's just like ringing in my ear that you might need to, like, find some way to actually protect your home. Like, get that strap, like something like that. That came in so strong. So do whatever you need to do with that. Protect your home. But overall, I feel like even like praying over your home. Yeah. Let's just tap into the reading. I don't want to. I'm getting just like a slight unsettled feeling about that. That's why I'm so strongly like really protect yourself. Okay, so let's just get into the reading because I really want to know why that's like making me feel like that. The numbers 38, 39, 1, and 10. Um, But yeah, something to do with the home as well. You may be getting a new home, maybe relocating. There's something that you're not seeing. There's something that is still hidden or blind to you that you can't see quite yet. I feel like birds may be relevant. Maybe like while you're in nature, you're hearing a lot of bird calls, or you're seeing a lot of birds like around your home. They may be offering a sense of protection for you. They may be comforting for you. I didn't really mean to like let these go or let these drop out. I'm like actively choosing what type of layout that I want for this. I feel like there's something here about speaking up for yourself, but you may be a little harsh with your delivery or something like that. Like you really got your guard up about something and you're not really considering other people's emotions and feelings and how you're saying things. You're just kind of blunt, straightforward, and honest. And it's coming out a little harsh, a little critical, a little overcritical, judgmental of how I want to say how things are unfolding for yourself. I feel like you're overcritical, overanalyzing yourself or your productivity. Weird channel. Okay, let me just get into this. This is the energetic center around the reading. This is what's challenging it. This is what's beneath the situation, an underlying cause. This is what's behind the situation, what's in the past. This is what's above the situation, what's in reach, and this is what's ahead of the situation, what's in the future. Aries, Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising. This is your heart space. This is your environment. This is your hopes and or fears. This is your personal outcome. The bottom of the deck will not be revealed until the end of the reading. For further clarification, let's get to flipping the cards, okay? In the middle, we have the sun. We have happiness, we have bliss, we have joy, we have optimism, we have creative expression, we have like inner child healing, like really connecting with your joy, connecting with your like your sense of play again, enjoying life, playing with life again. What is challenging it? Queen of Cups. Your ability to be very like giving and compassionate to other people, opening space to be able to nourish people emotionally, because you have such high reserves within yourself that you are able to extend yourself emotionally out. And so you're radiating like this joy and like this emotional fulfillment and things like that. And what may be a little bit challenging is how you direct that. Which direction do you direct that in? Or trying to balance it for pouring into you, making sure you're properly poured into, and then pouring into others too, because you just enjoy life. You just enjoy life. You enjoy spreading happiness, spreading love, spreading joy. That's something that you really enjoy. So what's beneath this, what's underlying? The Eight of Cups. I feel like it's one of your strong suits to walk away from anything that is no longer emotionally fulfilling for you. No matter how much you have emotionally invested in it, you know that if it's no longer serving you, you are no longer like going to stick around and see what the outcome would be. So you have an underlying cause for you is to walk away from things that are emotionally unfulfilling for you, or that just isn't going to work out for you as you're walking into another chapter of your life. Not everyone is meant to come with you to the next part, unfortunately. So in the past, what's behind this? The Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. So there is a point that you were just so stagnant with yourself. Like you didn't really have any direction to move in. You actually completely halted your efforts on where you're deciding to build. And this seems to be more like how you are investing in building into being more emotionally available in some regard, but also just generally building things brick by brick, like you pretty much halted the process, and I even wanted to say kept things to yourself, but so much so that you didn't know how to. I wanted to say you kept to yourself that, like, now that you want to possibly reach out a little bit more, again, be more emotionally available, it's really hard to say, like, where you are. Like, how do I explain that? Something is just not progressing or not building as fast as you wanted to, or you are the reason why it is being held back. And it possibly has to do with just you holding yourself back and missing opportunities for people to help you on the level that you need. We'll get back to that to clarify. But what is above? What is something that is something you can consciously strive for? The magician. The magician, to manifest, to create beautiful. So you're in an energy to be a creator, a master manifester with all the tools you need. You have every elemental tool to your disposal. You have connection to spirit in the universe, and you have the intelligence, the intellect to be able to connect mind, body, and soul to manifest things from the 5D to the 3D. You are divinely connected with the universe to co-create your new reality. You have been given access and permission to co-create with the universe. How beautiful. And the card that had fell out earlier was the Empress. So I feel like you are, like I said, overanalyzing, just being very critical and judgmental of yourself. I feel like you may talk to yourself negatively. You may put yourself down. You may really be hard on yourself. But you're doing just fine. The Empress is the OG creator. She makes it, okay? The magician just puts the vision out there. Okay, so let's see. What's ahead? What's in the future? Two of Pentacles in the reverse. So instability in processing, being able to make ends meet, or being able to balance things, hold things up, make ends meet. Or if this is you trying to balance two lives, two different things, two different worlds that you can't seem to merge together. It's time to pick one. It's time to pick one. You can't create both. You can't be in two doors at the same time. It causes instability, and it shows irresponsibility, lack of consideration. That's it, and that's all. So moving forward into the future, if you haven't found the balance within yourself on how you care, nurture, and secure your emotional needs, I feel like that indecision will cause things to feel really unsettling, possibly in the home. I feel like you really need to protect your peace here, nature spirits. I feel like that's why connecting with your element, yes, and then doing things that I'm very I'm speaking from personal experience. I'm very comforted by nature. So I find nature very peaceful. But I feel like you know, this is about kind of protecting your peace, protecting your comfort, your security. Okay, so what's in your heart space? Five of Wands in reverse. Holding on to grudges. Your heart a little hurt. Your heart a little hurt. Holding on to grudges, holding on to he said, she said stuff. You just holding on. You just got a little grasp on it. You're not actively in the midst of the BS, of the chaos, and of the rivalry and comparison and stuff like that. But they say comparison is the thief of joy. And currently we are basking in joy. So we need to let this go. Let the grudges go, let the ego go, let the anger go, let the resentment go. That heart space, you need to make some room for love. Not for rage, not for vengeance. Who the hell just said that? But yeah, not for that resentment. Get that out of your heart. Get that anger out your heart. Get that rage out your heart. Get that sorrow out your heart. Okay? Get that ego. Get that ego in check. The Sun card, ruled by Leo, ruled by the Sun, is your ego. Okay? But it's the lightness, the creative expression. How do you light up a room? How do you radiate joy and happiness? When you're in that lower frequency of your ego, you're chasing validation. You're chasing, like he said, she said, drama. No, chaos. No, get it out of there. Get it out of there. The heart can't stand a chance. Okay. So your environment, you holding it down. Four of Pentacles, you holding it down. You got a nice little foundation laid out for you. You saving, you're conserving your time, energy, your resources. You just like making sure everything is nice, tidy, and in control. You're managing things pretty well. Safe, secure, stable. Just stable. Environment is very stable, secure. You got it under control. Managing well. Okay? Love to see it. What is in your hopes and or fear? Page of Swords in the reverse. Hopes and or fear is that you'll be talked about, of how people perceive you, but they're not even perceiving you correctly. Page of Swords is an observative energy. They're there to gather new information, and things like that. They're just there to generally learn new knowledge, learn new information. Again, Swords is about air. Air is that communication, the intellect, the logic. So learning how to communicate, just observing, gathering information. In the reverse, there's misinformation. There is false false information, rumors, things like that, gossip being spread, because the page is here to gather, but it's here to also contribute a new vision, a new way of seeing things, a new set of eyes into how things are developing. But in the reverse, it's like they don't really got, it's no facts behind what they saying, you feel me? So I feel like hopes and or fears is that you being perceived incorrectly. Being perceived incorrectly. That's it, and that's all. So your personal outcome. Nine of Pentacles. Such a beautiful, independent energy. This is about independent confidence, building self-esteem, and building independent security and wealth within yourself. It's about basking in the fruits of your labor, of what you've done, about what you bring to the table. It's about enjoying that and embodying that independence within yourself that you can provide for yourself. Okay, not only can you provide emotionally, not only can you fulfill and have an overflowing cup to be able to pour into other people, but you have completely secure your own sense of self, that personal identity. Who are you? Who are you to other people? Very compassionate, very loving, very nurturing, very soft, very gentle. You come with a plan. You try balancing things out. Beautiful. Okay? And now you're able to do that for yourself. Just for you. Be a little selfish. It's for you. You can't be nobody to nobody else if you ain't somebody to yourself. So what's at the bottom of the deck? Eight of Swords in the reverse. Beautiful. You've released the binds of the negative, self-limiting beliefs that you had around yourself. You entrapped yourself in this cage. You put yourself in this box and said, well, this is me. This is how people perceive me. This is people's opinions and perceptions of me. And so this is just who I am. And this is who I will become. And no, that was all stemming from not you, or things that you have outgrown, spaces you have outgrown, people you have outgrown. Those no longer fit your narrative of where you're going now. And it only held you back. It only limited you within your own mind. Yeah. Yep. You realized what was holding you back, and you said no more. You made a conscious decision to say, I'm not holding myself back any longer. Okay? So let's just clarify a few things. In the past, we have this Knight of Pentacles in reverse. I'm banking on hesitation and stagnation, not knowing where to go, where to build, or even having a plan of moving forward or anything like that. In the past here, Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Wands, you just wanted to give up. You no longer wanted to fight for it. You no longer wanted to keep putting in the extra effort because you weren't getting anywhere with it. You tried and tried and tried again, but you just kept getting knocked down. And you said, I just don't want it no more. Don't want to do it no more. I give it up. The Moon. It was like you secretly just didn't want to do it anymore. The Moon, though. We're talking about this full moon, new moon stuff. Five of Swords. You may have burned some bridges around this. The Star in the reverse. people see you as inauthentic. Like, they see you fake. They see you just, they see you as being fake. They see you as, like, very detached. Very detached from a vision that you may have shared. Like, you shared with them that, hey, this is a vision that I have, like, a whatever, or is something that you shared to include them in. I'm seeing just like a lot of singular energy though, so this may be just something that you put out there and now you're taking it back. And that's okay. People can change their minds. So there's really nothing about that. Again, that's in the past, so we don't have to linger with it. But that may have been just something that also, it may have been something that lingered. Like this decision, this choice, these efforts, this direction, just like a lingering fight, like something that you have to constantly put up with. Yeah, you completely halted it. You said stop. You feel like everything was coming at you. Like you really had to be in a defense, but you felt so weak. You felt like it was, you kept asking yourself why. You kept asking yourself, why is this happening to me, instead of what is this supposed to teach me? It's like you just gave up on the lesson. You just walked out of the classroom with that one. Queen of Swords in the reverse again. You just, jump to a conclusion to judge, to criticize, and just say, oh, poor me, it's happening to me, not for me. But I think it's happening for you when you decide to make the decision, the conscious decision to create the life that you want. Three of Swords, dealing with some type of heartbreak. Princess of Swords again, dealing with some type of heartbreak and poor perception of poor or lack of information about something, just because it came from a place of mental indecisiveness, the inability to make a decision based on your truth. And so you put yourself down because you couldn't or wouldn't align to what actually was true to you. You may have not wanted to hurt people's feelings or things like that and try to go a different route about it, but it all, you just had to rip the band-aid off at some point. I want to look at this Two of Pentacles in the future. Ace of Swords, Seven of Swords. Some type of truth is coming out about some type of lie. Some type of truth. Ace of Swords is literally about truth, honesty, integrity. Seven of Swords is literally about lies, deception, and manipulation. I shit you the fuck not. So some type of truth is coming out. Some type of lie is about to be exposed. Some type of plan. Somebody was scheming, trying to be sneaky. Yeah, but it's futile at this point. It's pointless. It's useless fucking information at this point. It does you no good. So this truth is about to set you free. What did I say at the beginning of this? The truth shall set you free. Okay, Ace of Swords, Seven of Swords. That's an Eight of Swords. What is this, Buki? Eight of Swords. Ace of Swords, Seven of Swords, Eight of Swords. I just love when the reading reads. I do. I really do. No, but regardless, some type of strategy, somebody was trying to do something, but I don't want to say behind your back. Or this could even be you, Boogie. You were trying to strategize. You were trying to, like, maybe it was you gathering all this useful, or excuse me, all this useless information, this pointless ass information, stuff like that, and trying to make up some type of narrative or something like that. Again, possibly about your own damn self. And like, no, the truth will set you free, baby. The truth will set you free. You no longer have to keep weighing the pros and cons. You no longer have to keep making ends meet. You no longer have to keep weighing two different options, two different worlds and stuff like that, trying to figure it out. No, baby. Be true to yourself, please. Heart space. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Three of Swords again in the reverse. In the reverse, so you're still processing and healing through heartbreak. But with all these swords, you are thinking your feelings instead of feeling your feelings. Two of Pentacles is quite literally about processing. Physically processing. You can be processing your finances. You could be processing your lifestyle. Like going from one, trying to like balance one lifestyle, another lifestyle, work and home. Like going from one whole chapter in your life to another. You just can't. I mean, you can find balance in work and home, right? You can find, there's so many different balances in life that you can find. But when it comes to your old life and your new life, you will forever remain stagnant, trying to fulfill both. So again, take it however it resonates, but it's something about how you are processing things, your thoughts, your opinions, your ideas, how you're not even necessarily how you're executing them, but how you're processing them. And let's just say the truth will set you free from heartbreak, from pain, from sorrow, from disappointment, from mental disconnection, all of it, okay? Let's look into your heart space. We have this Five of Wands here. Five of Wands is normally about competition, rivalry, trying to one up, in like conflicting egos and personalities and stuff like that. So let's see what comes out in your heart space. You're holding grudges, you're holding resentment, you're holding on to energy that is quite literally not yours to begin with. It's like you're holding on to different projections people have thrown onto you. Okay? King of Swords in the reverse and Queen of Pentacles. So you genuinely want to take care of things, but you're not executing on your thoughts, your ideas. You're not speaking up. You're not communicating those things, or you're trying to do it in a sly ass way, slick ass way. King of Swords know the fuck better. He's the king. He's here to provide his ideas and his structure and the way that he speaks to people and bring in different perspectives. Okay, he is there to quite literally take action on the things that he speaks about. So either you're not executing on the things that you're talking about, like you're not doing what you said that you're supposed to be doing, or you're doing it in a slick ass manipulative way, going against your word, even over promising, under delivering. But let me get off your ass a little bit. Queen of Pentacles, you're taking care of business. You're taking care of your health. I'm hearing even heart health, but you're taking care of your health because this is the heart space. So you're taking care of your body, taking care of your home, taking care of your finances, your resources and stuff like that, making sure your energy in check, making sure that you're making time to take care of yourself. You're just taking care of things, okay? Building into things, taking care of things, but you're not fully executing on your ideas or the things that you are saying that you're going to do, okay? Four of Pentacles. That's in your environment right here. So you're for sure taking care of your foundation, of your island, of what you got um set for yourself. You have settled in some type of space, home, okay? And you're protecting it with all your might. Okay? You're protecting it. Beautiful. The Strength card. So you're being authentically you. You're shining, you're radiating your light. You're showing your strength. You're turning your weaknesses into strength. And you're making your strength your own superpowers. But it's about that authentic version of yourself that you display everywhere without shame. You don't switch it up once you get into different little groups. You stay consistent and same all throughout everyone, whoever you connect with, okay? Again, the question is, who are you and who are you to others? You may be the strong one in your group. You may be the strong one and people may be trying to humble you. Said not today. You'll let them have it if it needs to get there. You feel me? You'll burn those bridges. You know when to walk away. I told you, some of y'all superpowers is leaving places that don't align with you and that are not deserving. And you don't give an absolute fuck of how much time, energy, and emotional investment you have put into it. If it's just not working no more, if it's holding you back, it's not transforming in the way that it's beneficial for you, said deuces. So let's look into your environments. Four Pentacles. We got the Hierophant and the Seven of Pentacles. You're learning lessons around commitment and self-worth, personal value. How you value yourself. How do you value the things that you possess? Quite literally, the Four of Pentacles is about your possessions. What you can manage, what you can save, what you can conserve to self, what you can control as well. Things that you can hold on to, hold accountable for. The Hierophant is about your personal possessions, your personal value. But that isn't just, it's about money and wealth and things like that and how you accumulate it. But it is in connection to how you view your own personal how you value yourself and how you view your own personal worth. Okay? The Hierophant is Taurus energy, and Taurus is right after Aries. So Aries, if it's about the self, who am I? Taurus is, what do I bring? what is my value? Okay? But yeah, the house that Taurus rule is one of the money houses. It really is. What do you possess? Um, your personal income, your personal wealth. It all aligns with your personal worth and your commitment to self and your purpose. Don't forget that. With Seven of Pentacles here, you're learning this is lessons, trials and tribulations, growth and patience. Being able to tend to your garden without full guarantee if you're going to ever get a harvest. But we already know your personal outcome. Those are the fruits of your labor here. So Seven of Pentacles is just one step of planting the seeds, okay? So you can reap what you sow in the future, but you have to remain dedicated and committed to your value, to what you value in yourself, so that you can provide that type of security for yourself. Princess of Wands, there's that lack of motivation, momentum, and drive, inspiration there. You can't get inspired because you're a little stuck, you're a little stagnant, you're secure, you're stable, but you don't seem to be the type of person to take risks. You'll wait around, you'll let things kind of come to you, and with the intentions and efforts that you put out there. But there's like this suppressed energy, like this suppressed inspiration and drive to like go out and get it and just do it and just be new at it and not like overthink it. Okay? Stop overthinking it. That's what's going on here. Five of Cups. You're thinking about past regrets and disappointments. And if this is dealing with something emotional, that emotional loss of it all, feeling like you lost more than you gained in the situation. But, if you value and commit and dedicate yourself to yourself, Four of Pentacles, you've built the stage, you've built the foundation. Just keep on building. Keep on building. This ain't the tower where everything is on faulty, false, loose, cracked foundation and it's all gonna cave in beneath you. No, this is a new slat of concrete. Okay? This that new foundation. Start building. Page of Swords in the reverse, in the hopes and our fears. There's a hope in our I don't think it's a hope. There's a fear of being perceived incorrectly. There's a fear of being perceived incorrectly. Also, maybe even getting incorrect information, like not being able to know where to swing your bat. There's a fear of being misdirected, misinformed. You no longer want to be burdened by drama. You no longer want to be burdened by drama. Ten of Wands, Three of Cups in reverse. You don't want to be weighed back by people who are not there to support you. They're not there to clap for you, to celebrate you. They're just there to watch. Watch and see if you're going to crack under pressure. Yeah. Yeah, there's people watching. There's people watching. They want you to crack under pressure. They don't want you to find success. They don't want you to celebrate with people, with your tribe, like-minded people, people who can pour back into you and you pour back into them in multiple ways, in abundant ways. It says abundance at the top of the card. They rather you be oppressed. It says oppression at the top of this card. They rather you be oppressed, weighed down, held back from succeeding in life. But that's not going to happen. Because not only are you going to see without them, you're going to do it just on your own, by yourself, with no help. And they're just going to have to watch you win on your own. While they may have to find other people to build with, you did it on your own. You did it on your own. 10 of Cups. And you will find complete emotional fulfillment. Complete emotional fulfillment. I'm surprised. I mean, 9s are about the self. You have to take care. You have to supply, or you have to secure the self, provide for the self before you. 10 of Pentacles. Supply abundance and wealth for others for generations. That's what 10 of when you go from 9 Pentacles to 10 of Pentacles, that's what that's about. Same with the Cups. You go from 9 of Cups, that's personal wish fulfillment, self-satisfaction. When you go to 10 of Cups, you can bring other people in there and supply them with emotional fulfillment. Ace of Cups. Just like overpouring with love. You open up that heart space. It attracts in so much, I want to say awareness, but not just like for you, but other people. I want to say consideration. It opens up people being more considerate of who you are and how you actually feel. Because you're a human, right? King of Cups. King and Queen of Cups, 10 of Cups, Ace of Cups. You may find your match. You may just find your match. But regardless, very emotionally intelligent, very emotionally aware, and very much in control of how you co-create your life and allow it to develop in reality. So people are going to just have to see you succeed. They're going to see you find exactly what is right for you, to pour back into you, see you succeed. There's so much love. Look, the Wheel of Fortune. There's so much love and success and abundance coming in for you. Like the Emperor. The Emperors came out early. I'm telling you, you're going to find your match. You're going to find your person. Like, I'm so happy. I'm so happy for you guys. Like, I am lost for words. Like, this is such a beautiful read. It's so beautiful. You find your match in all types of ways. King of Cups, King and Queen of Cups, the Emperor and the Empress. Like, you find like your sacred match. You're like, twin, have you been? Have you been, twin? Okay. And last but not least, this 9 of Pentacles. Need I say more? Okay, probably. The High Priestess came out. You know, you have the inner guidance and direction. You have the vision. You are tapped in spirit, mind, and body. You're you're tapped in. You're aware. You are making conscious decisions. Okay. But look, again, you're creating the life that you want and desire, but you're still in indecision. There still is a choice that needs to be made, a logical choice, a head over heart. You see, her heart is crossed, and this is sword. So, a mind over heart decision needs to be made. The Ace of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune came out in the reverse. They were just buddy in the upright. Okay, so I feel like the decision needs to be made between what you want and desire and what you actually need. What you actually need to succeed. Like, are you just gonna let this passion, are you gonna put passion behind the wheel, or are you gonna put alignment behind the wheel? Because I feel like if you're operating from this more like just operating in wants and operating in wants and desires instead of pure fulfillment and needs, insecurity, safety, emotional safety. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Aries, Venus is passing through your house right now. And it is actually in a very tense aspect, or it may have just passed, or I don't know. Okay. Anyway, it was in a very tense aspect with Jupiter and Cancer, and it was this push and pull, this tug of war, but really there was no winner. There needs to be a new direction in how you navigate this. But it was in between your personal desires in life, what you personally desire in life, the Aries and Venus, and what makes you emotionally secure and safe. Those things should be able to coexist. So I feel like that's probably what you're trying to do here, trying to allow those two things to coexist. But there's some truth here that you're avoiding. Like, you've been lying to yourself about something, or somebody's been lying to you about something, about how something's gonna work out. You know, it could be like this really sexy person, this really attractive person that just got all the goods and stuff and is telling you all the right things, but it's not leading you in the right direction. So there needs to be a head over heart decision about it. And it may have to do with it is all around you choosing yourself and how to remain secure, and confident within yourself. Okay? Don't let this devalue you. Don't let this lower your self-esteem. No, ma'am. I would say this if she was in the reverse, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Don't be out here chasing validation. Okay? Don't be out here chasing. Okay? You should be out here choosing. Or things should be choosing you because you radiate this abundance, this light, this passion, this your magnetism, you're magnetizing. You're supposed to allow things to attract to you. Okay? That doesn't mean you don't take any steps of action. The Queen of Wands is definitely gonna put some action in there, but allow things to kind of come to you first. And then you make a selection. The Six of Wands in the reverse. Feeling of defeat. Why are you feeling defeat? Because you're in a moment of introspection. Thinking about how something possibly in the home wasn't working before. It caused instability. 10 of Pentacles. Didn't I say that after the 9 you get to the 10? So you really need to make sure you're secure within yourself. Otherwise, you're just going to cause instability in what you create, in some type of family structure, in some type of home. You need to get right. You need to get right in that. Take a moment. Take a moment to even remove yourself. Rejection is protection in a form of, rejection is redirection in a form of protection. That's what I want to say. Rejection is redirection in a form of protection. So, take that however it resonates. Aries and Libra, okay? This is a long video, but I don't mind it. I got the both of y'all here, and we're navigating a lot of real estate. So I'm going to leave you guys with some affirmations as we continue to enter this new astrological year together. Okay. Let's see what's coming out. I am my own cheerleader. Sometimes you gotta be the only one that shows up for you. You are the only one that shows up for you. Okay, you're the only one you got for real. For real. I had saw 444, the angel number of protection and guidance. You're divinely protected and divinely guided. Don't ever stray away from yourself to get closer to someone else. Don't lose yourself trying to find someone else. Okay? Let them stay where they at, and you keep going where you need to go. But don't ever stray away from yourself. Who are you? Who are you to other people? Who are you, though? Who are you to other people? Don't allow other people to tell you who you are. Because it's who are you to other people, okay? Don't let them project onto you. When life knocks you down, get back up and say, you hit like a bitch. I know that's right. And that's kind of what this card is about. 9 of Wands. It's in reverse. And you decide, I'm going to just get up. I'm going to just get the fuck up, actually. I'm no longer going to continue to get kicked in the face. I don't care about the get knocked down 9 times, getting up 10. No. Because you see where 10 ends up leading you? And that's exactly what these energies that are lingering, that are watching, that are whatever, just talk, just observing, just observation. Really ain't got no real power, but that's kind of where they want to see you be at. And you gave that up a long time ago. So that's not happening. Okay? Aries, Libra. At the bottom of the deck, it says, my unique spirit brings shit tons of light to the world. And that it does. And you have shown. Continue to light yourself up. Continue to water your garden. The grass is greener where you water it. Make sure you put your mask on first before helping others. Okay? I hope this resonated for you. If you have any further questions or want to get deeper into a reading, please do not hesitate to book with me and reach out at Libra Baby Doll.